Psalm 140, 12 to 13. I know that the Lord secures justice for the poor and upholds the cause of the needy. Surely the righteous will praise your name, and the upright will live in your presence. Now, what a contrast between verses 1 to 11 and 12 to 13. The two parts of this psalm don't seem to belong together. Part 1 is full of negative emotions: anger, frustration, uncertainty, despair, violence, vengeance, fear. Rescue me, Lord, the psalmist asks. Protect me from evil and violent people. May they burn in hell. Do not grant their desires, Lord. Do not let their plans succeed. Then, verses 12 to 13, it's like a light goes on in the head of the psalmist, and he remembers who the Lord is, and he wants us to remember too, so he writes it down for us. The psalmist knows that under Yahweh's rule, evil cannot continue. The afflicted will be delivered, and the righteous will be vindicated. I know, he says, yes, the Lord secures justice for the poor and upholds the cause of the needy. And their prayers, the prayers of the righteous and the upright, will change from sorrow to praise and triumph. The psalmist claims victory. He says, for sure, the righteous will praise your name, and the upright will live in your presence, which living in the presence of the Lord is the biggest reward of all. It is like the psalmist's heart is free to find its true home. It doesn't matter what's going on. Things haven't changed. The threats haven't gone. But he remembers that he knows, and he's free to find its true home. And this psalm makes me remember a time in my life when, due to circumstances beyond my own control, I was in a really dark place. I remember that I had to leave in my workplace during the day as I felt the walls coming down on me, closing in, and I had to walk the streets to be able to see some light. And I couldn't I couldn't acknowledge what was happening around me. And it was such a dark place. And I remember asking the Lord, rescue me, Lord. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I just wanted it all to go away, wanted to be removed. And I couldn't really see how I was going to come out of it. I couldn't see a way out. And this went on for some time. Then one day, at an event in my church, the speaker asked us to write in a piece of paper what was afflicting us, the things that we needed to surrender to the Lord. And I wrote it down. I wrote it all down. And so the anguish of my heart and the despair. And then she asked us to symbolic burn it. And despite my normal skepticism towards symbolism, I did it. I went and I burned it. And I felt its hold on me go. I could, for the first time, see light at the end of a very dark tunnel. The circumstances didn't change. I surrendered, not because I had a promise that the Lord would fix it. I surrendered it because I knew who the Lord was, and that he was with me, and that he knew better somehow. It wasn't an instant healing. It took 3 years to heal completely. And after the 3 years, I remember saying to the Lord, here I am well, I'm happy, and I'm ready. What's next? And amazingly, The Lord opened doors in amazing ways. My life took a turn that would never have happened if that which caused the darkness hadn't happened. You see, Psalm 140, it starts with great trouble and sorrow, but it ends in praise and victory. Sorrow and darkness will come to all of us, but those who walk with the Lord have an assurance of victory. It might not be in the way we want, but we know that we can trust the Lord and we can surrender it all to Him. I know that there are still things that have a hold in my heart that I need to surrender. I also know that my heart is resisting it. But deep down, I know that the Lord secures justice for the poor and upholds the cause of the needy, and He changes the prayers of the righteous and upright. What is holding you that you need to surrender? Lord, may we know in our hearts who you are, and may you help us to surrender all to you. Amen.